What up? What up? What up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one, the ranking of Ready to Love. All right. Um, Look, Ready to Love has been leaning on you, boy. Okay. They've been leaning on me heavy. So I can't give y'all the episodes anymore. That goes for the other shows too. The love the Ready to Love Detroit, Huntsville. Can't show any of that stuff anymore because they're trying to cancel me out. Okay, so I gotta take other measures, and it just is what it is. Hopefully, y'all can stick around for the content. I know that was a lot of what y'all wanted to see was the episodes. I can't do that anymore. Otherwise, they're gonna snatch my channel from me. So, um, anyway, can't have that. Um, I am working on another channel. It is Mike the Philosopher. There's nothing on it yet, but there may be pretty soon. So, look that channel up, Mike the Philosopher. I'm gonna probably start posting some stuff on there and getting that channel up and going because I may be done with this channel pretty soon. I don't know. Don't unsubscribe just because it is. I'm still going to make a lot of content on this channel, so don't go anywhere. As a matter of fact, subscribe because there's going to be some more if you aren't subscribed already, and hit the like on this button on this channel to help out the channel. That will help me out too. It's just certain things that I can't show anymore because nobody has leaned on me more than RTL. Okay, the own channel do not like me at all. Okay, and that's unfortunate, but it's causing me to move in a different way. So with that disclaimer out of the way, I'm gonna still give y'all the rankings. Now, the rankings, I'll admit haven't changed much because there hasn't been much that has changed, but there has been some changes. And I decided to do both the men and the women in this video so that you get a perspective of both the men and the women and just knock it out in just one video. Okay. And to be honest, there's not much else left. I probably will maybe do a couple depending on how these the videos for the retreat go. If I warrant it, I may do another ranking after that, but I may also not do another ranking and may just wait until after the second reunion, or the first or the second. I don't know how many they're going to do. They're probably going to do one or two. If they do two, I'll do a ranking after the reunions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank all 10 men, all 10 women. Okay. And I'm going to do that in separate videos after the reunion. So stick around for that because I'm going to include all the women, the Tequillas, the Leannes. I'm gonna get all of them in that ranking. So stay tuned for that. All that being said, without further ado, let's go in. At number 6 is my crazy ex, Janelle. Look, I seen a video of Janelle recently, and she was just, oh my goodness, y'all. She was about as ratchet as she could be, to be honest. Okay. And listen, I always knew she was showing a representative. She was giving the good stuff to the guys, and she was giving the smoke to the women. I called it episodes ago, and I knew that she was just being kind of fake and phony. Okay. But on her interview, she showed her real tail. She showed her real tail.
What'd you say, baby? Throwing oh, I lost your... No, Habibi didn't drop his pen, ho. Oh, some women think all they need is aesthetics, and aesthetics, yeah. Did you? Oh my gosh. You're... Okay, girl. I don't need to be that girl. I'm already that girl. Watch the footage. I don't have to try. You know why? Because I don't care. Either way. Gonna be that girl. Every time I walk in the room, I'm that girl. I don't try to be that girl. Don't need to be that girl. Don't get paid extra for being that girl. It's just my favor. I'm sorry that that bothers you. Your mama's a tic-tac. Stop playing with me.
And she has this superiority complex thing. She thinks she's better than everybody else. I don't know why. Talking about, you know, she had all the men was jocking her and this, that, and the third. And, you know, Janelle is the least attractive woman left on the show. All right. I'm going to just keep it real. She just is. But she thinks she's the stuff. This woman has a lot of insecurities going on. Okay. A lot of insecurities, a lot of cognitive dissonance, a lot of entitlements, a lot of rudeness. You know, I can tell she's going to get in a tiff with Kat, and I think the underlying reason why she don't like Kat is because she is jealous of Kat. Okay, she's never going to admit this, obviously. She is super intimidated by Kat. Why? Because Kat is beautiful, intelligent, you know, model-esque, and she's not. So I'm gonna go after the chicks that, you know, I'm intimidated by. I'm gonna go after them. That's how Janelle is. You know, she almost got into it with Tequila. You know, I'm not saying she should have been jealous of Tequila, but she almost got into it with her. And she's just how she is fooling these guys tell me a lot about these guys. Okay, I don't know how she's able to fool these guys, but apparently she was able to do that. And look, you can show your representative for so long, but after a while it's going to come out. I can't wait to see the reunions to see if any of the guys woke up to the Janelle, you know, shenanigans, so to speak, and see if they see the real Janelle. Because the real Janelle is not a nice person. She has a lot of insecurities. She has a lot of anger. She has a lot of entitlements. She has a lot of things about her that makes even attempting to try to marry her. First of all, she's not saying that she's going to give you your own kid. Okay. Number two, she wants to be engaged by the end of the year. What that tells me is she can only uphold this fake Janelle for so long. Okay. You're going to have to commit and be engaged to her by the end of the year, because she can't keep up this fake Janelle. Okay. Now some might say, oh no, that's not it. She just wants to get married and she, you know, her clock is ticking. Well, she's not planning on having no kids. So why is the clock ticking so much? Why she got to get engaged by the end of the year if kids are not a factor in this, or, you know, biologically not a factor in this? No, She just don't want to keep up the charade, the facade for so long. Okay. She needs you to commit like a sucker so that you can, sign up to be the dad to these adopted kids. And then she'll divorce you. You'll have to pay child support to these adopted kids, and she'll have her kids the way she want and live happily ever after. You know, I already pulled Janelle Card episodes ago. The worst chick left on the show. Okay. At number 6. At number 5, I admit I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with number 5 and number 4, and I'm gonna tell you why later on. But I'm gonna give you the logic behind why I did it this way a little later on. Okay, after I reveal who number 4 is. At number 5 is my future ex-wife, Jessica. Okay. And Jessica is number 5. A part of me feels like Jessica is a good woman. A part of me feels like she could be a good woman to this right type of man. Okay. But this man is going to have to command respect. This man is going to have to hold his own. This man is going to have to put her in her place. Okay. Actually, some women like when you put them in their place. This guy is going to be that type of guy. I could see her marrying like a police officer or entrepreneur or someone, maybe even a minister, someone with some authority, someone you could look up to, maybe a doctor, lawyer, judge, something like that. I could see her marrying a guy like that. His respect is commanded not just through the relationship, but also through his career. And I can kind of see her marrying a guy like that because she'll have the correct response and correct respect for him. Her loudness and everything won't intimidate him because he's probably loud along with her. He's probably an extrovert of sorts. She don't seem to be the type to gravitate towards the Chris personality. And I think mainly because Chris wasn't feeling her, and he'll show up at Aries situation, but when it came to Jessica, he let Jessica friends know, hey, we ain't. They asked Chris, is she wife material? Why is she wife material? He was like, what is it that makes her wife material? I'm gonna have to say that, I like a woman a little softer than her, So Chris is really the one who kind of made it known that he wasn't interested, and I think she's just kind of following suit. But I think she was super attracted to Chris, and she wanted to be with Chris. But now that she's seeing he ain't got the vibes, I think she's saying, we could separate amicably and do our own thing. And look, for all intents and purposes, I don't blame her for coming to that conclusion. Stevie Wonder could see that, Ray Charles could see that. So it makes sense not to waste time. You know what I mean? So just go ahead and do your own thing. I still kind of struggle with having her where I got her. I don't feel like I'm really doing her much justice, but in my defense, a couple things she said really rubbed me the wrong way. She don't feel a need to change or do anything for a man that told me a lot about her mentality and her mind. And that tells me that she doesn't necessarily value men um, in a way that she should. She's coming off as a woman who uh, will use a man as a utility, something to be used. He's something to be used. He's something to get some seed from, have a kid with. Give me that wedding so I can feel validated as a woman. Okay, but after all of that, and I got everything I want, I'm gonna divorce him and raise the kid by myself. So because I don't have to take orders from no man. That's that's Jessica. So the main reason why she is that low, and I know that's still kind of surprising to a lot of people, but the main reason she's that low is because of how she view men. And I just don't think that she value men, really. I think they are utilities to be used. So Jessica is at number 5. At number 4 is Aries. Now, Aries is, first of all, I'm very attracted to Jessica. I'm very attracted to Aries. Okay. You can't go wrong with either one of these women as far as looks is concerned. I probably lean a little bit more towards Jessica. But Aries she has a beautiful face, man. She has a, like I said, Janet Jackson face. I mean, look, Papa Joe Jackson was probably out in them streets. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I rock with Aries, but I will have to get to the bottom of why she got divorced twice. That is bothering the hell out of me, to be honest. Why did you get divorced twice? Do both of your boys have the same father? I need to know that. Why is it that I can't have my own kids? Are you solid in that, or what? What's going on with that? I need to know that. What do I get out of this? If I'm coming into this and taking care of you and your boys, what are you offering me? I gotta ask that. Okay. Because, well, for obvious reasons, I need to know what I'm getting into. If this is an investment, I need to know how risky this investment is. And this is a risky asset. This is a risky thing. For a lot of reasons, I don't know how much she makes. I don't know what her career is. I think she's doing pretty good in her career. So I don't think it's necessarily about money. I think she got her own money, which is good. But for me to sign up for this, we will have to come to some agreements, maybe even sign a prenup. What else? I gotta find out why you really don't want kids. Why are you done? Why is that something you don't want to gift me? And you got, I'm your husband. So, but Aries is she's very soft. She's very feminine. She seems very easy to be around, which is more than half the battle, really. Okay. If you can be around somebody and they just give you feminine energy, and they give you that. And I noticed this about maybe the second or third episode, whenever there was everybody gathered at Aries' house, and she was kind of rubbing Quentin on his arm and stuff, and kind of getting to know him and stuff like that on the couch. Ever since then, I knew she had that energy that pulls men in, and believe it or not, she will have an advantage over Jessica just for that reason. How much she values men, I don't know. It seems as though she values men. It seems as though she's accepting of the men. She seemed to have a pretty good thing going on with Phil. I guess we'll have to wait and see how good it is, actually. But Aries shouldn't be able to jump over Jessica. But she did because of how she moved. And sometimes that can make up for a bad attitude. Okay. Even though she got 2 divorces and 2 boys, she's still probably closer to being wifey material than Jessica is because of Jessica mentality. Nobody wants to get into a man hating, or I'm not saying she hates men, but nobody wants to get into a relationship with a woman who don't value them as a man, who really just a utility to be used. I'm not changing. I'm not doing nothing for no man. That really rubbed me the wrong way when Jessica said that. So, that being said, Aries at number 4. Now, let me say this before I continue on. The reason why I got Jessica closer to Janelle and Aries closer to Lee is because birds of a feather flock together. Who is Janelle's best friend? Jessica. Who is Aries' good friend or one of her best friends? Lee and Kat, right? So if those 3 ladies hang out together, Aries, Lee, and Kat, they probably are like-minded women. If Janelle hangs out with Jessica, they are like-minded women. Okay, so that's another reason why I was going to put Jessica ahead, but just by association, that kind of split the decision for me, because it's like, you hanging with Janelle move like this. You agree with that? You move like that too? Can't say I like that. With Janelle, it's the Janelle show. It's whatever she wants. It's I'm gonna do everything to please me, and I'm gonna expect you to do everything to please me. But I'm not here to please you. That's Janelle mentality. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna get engaged by the end of the year. I may or may not have no kids. I don't plan on having no kids. I'm going to adopt. Okay, I don't do no voodoo, no paganism stuff. I don't do none of that. This is how I am. This is what I like. This is what I do. This is the Janelle show. Okay, fall in line. And that's how Janelle mentality is. And if Jessica rock with that with Janelle, that's why they both at the bottom, because that's not valued by men. Men need to see that you value them and they're not utilities just to be used. Okay. Now, you could make that same argument with Aries, that she went through two men, used them, and tossed them back into the water. Um, but we don't know that. We don't know the backstory with Aries' situation. So she kind of got a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Um, it's not getting her out of this situation. It's not a scapegoat or nothing, but we just need more of the story from Aries. All that being said, she's at 4. At number 3 is Sierra, my cool baby mama. Okay. Now, Sierra it's just not a whole lot of information about this chick, to be honest. They're not really covering her. I don't know if it's because of her job. She travels a lot and they can't get her on tape that much, but it just seems like there's not a lot of footage on Sierra. And another part of that is probably because she don't seem to have the solid connections that some of the other ladies have, you know. She is my cool baby mama, but you know, I just feel like I think the guys are not connecting with her romantically because they probably can't see romance with her. And I think men want to see a romantic side to you. Laughing and games and giggling and kicking it, that's all fine and dandy, but can I feel the romance with you? I want to feel romance, because if I don't get that, you know, I'm gonna be starving of that, and I don't want to be starving of romance. So I think the guys are having a hard time seeing romance with Sierra, and that's understandable. That's understandable because I seen in the last episode, I seen how she hugged Morier. Then I seen how she hugged Morier's ex. She gave his ex more energy than she gave him. So she's gonna have to come off of the romance. She's gonna have to come off the feels, the feminine wild. She's gonna have to show that she can be physical and romantic, because it's all fine and dandy to joke and laugh and all of that, but if I can't get no touches out of you, if I can't get no feel goods and no romantic energy, you get friend zone. Okay. So that's something Sierra is going to have to work on. She, you know, the whole sidearm church hug to Morier was like, but you full body hugged his ex. That was, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I did say that I thought that Sierra may be secretly bi. She kind of gave off the bi vibes. But I don't like to assume people's orientation. So, you know, I didn't say she was. I'm just saying if she came out and said she was, I'd be the last person that's surprised. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised at all. You know. So she has to show that romantic side with the men, and that she doesn't do that very well. So you know, but she's cool though, and I still think she would still make a good baby, not even just baby mama, but she would make a decent wife to the right guy. But I'm thinking it takes her time to warm up to a guy in order for her to get to that romantic side. She said she was celibate for the last year or so, and she's coming up on a year. And I need to know more about that. Why did you decide that? Were you out in these streets? What's your body count? I know a lot of women don't like that question. Why you need to know? Why my body count? This, that. Because a lot of times when women go on the celibacy thing or celibacy tour or whatever you want to call it, assignment, it's probably because they know they were wilding out in these streets, okay? And they try to put it on ice. Maybe they got caught up with something, STI or something. So they, okay, it's time to put her on ice, okay? And I'm not saying that that's Ciara's story, but if it was, I'd be the last person surprised, okay? I just need to know more about that situation. Why did you decide to do this little celibacy thing? Obviously, you're ready to get that work. You're ready to get that work because you want to have a baby. You want your kid. Why haven't you done that already? I just got a lot of questions for Ciara, but I think she's a cool chick at number 3. At number 2 is Lee. Yeah, Lee is my sensitive fiance. And look, I seen a couple interviews with Lee. Seen one with Crystal, seen her do one live with Kat and Aries. And Lee is, a lot of her personality came out on those other interviews.
And somebody said, Lee, you never talk this much on the show. These women, I love. I talk to them every day. Every single day. And the people who support me and stuff, like I was saying, like, you're not gonna get the same version of me in every arena. Like say for instance, that friend day tonight, I wasn't really that talkative. I wasn't really that turned up because, like, again, it was on the heels of that ex date where Quentin had said that he ghosted me, and I really don't have that much to say. Y'all have
you ghosted him after that.
I really didn't have that to say, so, hey, Kamisha. Hi, honey. Hi, beautiful. Hey, Kamisha. Hey, girl.
And people are not getting Lee, the full Lee personality. Y'all, I hate that because it does come off very like.
That's hilarious. It's like Lee is.
I'm like, what?
So much like, I promise, me and the people that I love, we have a good time. I crack jokes. I do all of those things, but at the same time, we were on this thing to find love. I feel like it's a woman's responsibility. Like, if a guy expressed interest in me, I think it was Marvin's confessional, where he said Lee doesn't present herself as a woman that wants to be pursued. If, like, with all respect to Marvin, I knew that what he had to offer wasn't for me. So therefore, why would I smile in your face and make you continue to pursue me? I feel like that's to everybody involved. So, like,
and see, for me, I was friend zoning these dudes like ASAP, right? Like, and I was cool with all. I talked to pretty much every guy on the phone except for Habibi and Red. I was talking to Marvin. I talked to Marty. I talked to Quentin a couple times in the beginning, and then Chris, Herbert, Phil. Like, I was cool with everybody, but the ones that were not my connections knew they were not my connections, and we still would just chop it up sometimes, just on the phone, chilling, and it was just cool vibes. You know what I mean? So I think if know who your connections are, you focus on those. The ones that are not, you friend zone them and move on. You know what I mean?
Like, guys, I want y'all to chime in. Like, okay, let's see.
What is this? Some questions?
Watch this for a question. I want to harp on that. For me coming in as a wild card, I felt like I really had to, I got this experience so I can try something different. A lot of people in this journey were not people I would typically go after, honestly. But for me, it's like, you know what, we got to be different. Like, let's try to give everyone a chance. Let's really dive deep, be intentional, like Tommy says. And, a lot of people keep saying, like, why is Kat still here? She's having a connection. But, sometimes connections are not automatic. And I really tried my hardest to give everyone who gave me a chance first, because, baby, I vibe off energy. You got to give me energy first.
And you think about putting 10 men and 10 women in a room, they're not going to all connect. Like, that's not realistic.
People want so much. They want to, like, fall in love and, like, have a fairy tale. But honestly, in real life dating, are you connecting people that quickly? You meet somebody out and about, you guys start texting. Are you guys connecting that quickly? Like, people want so in such a short amount of time. And like they get so mad when we're like, oh, they're not in love, they're not connecting. Baby, give me a second.
My comment said that they love you and Phil. Let me tell y'all a story. So on a brunch date, and Phil started talking to Aries. I was done. Me and Phil had a conversation at the mixer. I'm like, Phil, don't ever speak to me again. Don't talk to me. Don't do nothing.
You did. I think you were sitting with either Marvin or Marie or somebody, and you was just like leaned over like, y'all are so cute together. I'm like, this is like our first time.
I'm literally like a lover girl and a girl's girl. So when I see something, I'm like, yeah, baby, don't even worry. First of all, my roster was long. As the guys and stuff, like you trying to get to know all these people saying they're interested in you. That was very challenging for me because I am like one person, can't see nobody else, retarded in love. I don't know what's going on outside of this man. So that's how I am, but I had to like kind of stretch myself like in this experience. So like seeing Aries would feel like they were the absolute cutest. Like I feel like they had the organic connection of the entire series.
I agree. It almost felt disrespectful. Honestly, after a Phil and I's date, like I can't talk anymore. That's Aries. Like I'm good. Like we're here to find here. I'm not a hater. Like if it works, I'm happy. Like who else is here? Who else is here? Phil, you're awesome, but like it's a vibe. So
yeah. Let me tell another funny story. So they made like when we're doing the opening video thing that y'all see, ready to love, yeah, all that. When y'all see the people hugging and kissing, baby, they made me.
NDA.
He said I kissed Lee's forehead about 40 times.
Is that illegal? I hope I'm not breaching the contract.
Oh.
They made me kiss Phil's forehead about 50. I mean, it was like, have a good day at school, baby.
The funniest part though is he was texting me like, Lee kissed my forehead. Like I'm like, why are you telling me? That's
Phil's forehead was greased up, baby, and I was like, all right. But yeah, like just like certain definitely.
Yes. Thank you, baby. Kiss.
Have a good day at school. That's hilarious.
No, yeah, but it was definitely fun. But Aries and Phil are definitely my favorite couple.
Okay, so I started to rethink how she is, and maybe she's not as, timid as she came off on camera. Maybe she was a little more conscious of the cameras than some other people. So maybe that's why she was moving the way she was moving. And that's understandable. She take me as a classy woman though. And I can say that and every time I see Lee, she just looks so good to me. She's so fine to me. So shout out to Lee. But I think seeing some of her other interviews actually helped me understand her personality a little bit more. And I think that she will make a good, maybe even a great wife someday. I do think that she probably does have a bit of tunnel vision. So I think whatever man she gets, she is going to be locked in with that guy. I don't think she's the waffling or cheating type of woman. So I gave her a little bit more grace this ranking, and she is at the number 2 spot, mainly because I've seen some of her interviews. And I think that she could make a good wife. I think she carries herself pretty well. She carries herself with some elegance, and she carries herself with some dignity, and she don't want to portray a negative image about Black women. And I can do nothing but respect that. That's dope. That's cool. Yeah. Represent Black women to the fullest, represent them to, and show that everything ain't got to be a Love and Hip Hop, reaction. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can be classy and done behind the scenes or whatever the case may be, but it don't have to be all, emotional just because, they need some ratings or something. Okay. We got to get out of that so we can have a better image, world image of not just Black women, but Black people in general. Okay. So shout out to Lee. she kind of stole a little bit more of my heart this time around, and I seen her in a different light. I think she will make a great wife. So I got Lee at number 2. At number 1 is my future ex-wife, not my future, my future wifey is Kat. Okay, so Kat is still number 1. Listen, there's not many things wrong with this woman still. She got the look, she got the demeanor, she got a nice body, she got sense of humor. She is pretty, she got a model type shape to her. Now, let me address something, okay? And this is something that I think has been going on out in these internet streets, okay? And there is speculation. There is speculation that Kat is trans. Okay, now, yeah, I know. Now look, I'm going to say this. I can kind of see where that came from. Okay. I have always, I wouldn't say I always thought that myself, but here's the deal. As men have to always move in a way where their alarm system is active, okay? And when they see a woman, they gotta say, man, woman, what is that? Now, in some scenes, when I seen Kat, some of my alarms went off too. But I don't like to come out with that and say, oh, she's definitely trans, this, that, and you see the Adam's apple and all this other stuff. I don't automatically go there. And I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I don't think RTL will put a trans on the show, this, that, and the third. So, and listen, this is not anti-trans. Ain't nothing wrong with trans people, okay? But I didn't want to be disrespectful in that way to Kat, and I don't think she deserves that. She's all woman. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm 99% that. Now listen, as a man, you have to have an alarm system. Okay, you have to have an alarm system. For some of these guys, including me, some alarm systems was going off. It's just a natural thing. It's just a natural thing. Now, why would some of these alarms go off? Well, Kat is unusually tall. Okay, that's one alarm that might go off in a lot of guys. Another thing is Kat has a maybe a lower tone voice, okay, than some of the other ladies. That could be an alarm, okay? Another thing is Kat, she has long limbs, like arms to hand. So that was I'm telling you some of my alarms that went off. I shut them all off. They went on, but I had to shut them all off. Like false alarm, false alarm, false alarm. Some other people, their alarm stayed on. They didn't shut them off. Okay. This is what some would call a gaydar. Okay. Or a trans are or whatever you want to call it, but as men, we have to worry about this more than women. Why? Because when a woman likes another woman, don't nobody say nothing. Okay, sips tea and continues on. But when a man likes a man, it's a bigger deal. Okay, it's a bigger deal for us. We have to sort of watch out for things like this. I had a friend. My sister had a friend. Okay, who was a gay guy, right? And I guess he got into a relationship with someone, and they didn't like how things went, so they deleted him. Okay, shout out to Rick. You were a good guy, and it's tragic what happened to you. Okay, a guy got in his feelings about his relationship with him, and he took him out. He deleted him. You know, you have to be very careful with how you move, especially on the male spectrum, because it could be pretty big consequences, okay? Emotionally and physically. It's not like women. Okay? Women get in these situations, they don't move that violently. You know, but when it's men, it's so I say all that to say our radars our alarm system is heightened a lot more than with women. Okay, don't nobody care if women get together, but men, it's a different story. So we pay more attention to this. When I seen Kat, how tall she was, alarm went off. I shut it off. When I seen how kind of deep her voice was, that alarm went on. When I seen her limbs and how long they was, that alarm went on. And the last alarm that I have with Kat is, well, you know, she looked like she purchased her chest too. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's a bit of an alarm. You know what I mean? Especially if they are purchased. I don't know if they're real or not, but they're too spectacular to be real. So I think they were purchased. And the last thing was whether or not she wanted kids. That was a big one for me. Okay. If you don't want no kids, why exactly? Why exactly don't you want kids? Okay. Can you have them? You know, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm sure that's what some other people were thinking. Listen, Kat is still number one. Okay. I believe with all 99.9% of me that's a real woman. Okay. And I don't have no doubts about it. But I'd be lying if I said my alarms were not going off. My alarms were going off just like a lot of other people out there. And if you do the math of all the alarms going off, you're going to come to some conclusions. Okay. You know, and plus mentally, she sort of thinks like a man. She doesn't, I'm not saying she, you know, she just thinks like a man. So she's mad cool is what I'm saying. So that was another thing. Like I can kind of vibe with you mentally. What's really going on? That's another alarm. Ding. But all that to say, listen, like I said, Kat is still number one, still the number one wifey. Shout out to Kat. You're a dope woman. Kat at number one. Lee at number two. Sierra at number three. Aries at number four. Jessica at number five. Janelle at number six. And that's the women. Let's see how this whole thing at the this outing or this retreat goes, things may change. Who knows? We'll see. All that being said, let me go in on the men and rank the men. Now, at number, it's only 4 left. It's 6 women, it's only 4 men. I don't know why RTL did that, but you know, maybe that's better for the last men that's standing. They have more options. Who knows? Yeah, that could be a benefit for the men because then they got to choose. Okay, so at number 4 is, I call the deceiver. It's Quentin. Okay. I know a lot of ladies ain't gonna agree with this. I think they're gonna say that Quentin is probably at the top, and I understand that. I get that, but he got everybody fooled. This guy is not who we say he is. I don't think he is. I think he is a performer, actor. You know, I don't like. I'm starting to believe his initial thoughts when he was talking to Tequila. When he was talking to Tequila, he said, she asked, "Are you attracted to any woman here?" He said, "Not attracted to nobody, or I'm not into anybody here." I'm starting to believe that more. This Janelle thing, I'm not necessarily buying it. I'm just not buying it because it don't make no logical sense why a trainer will be attracted to a woman like Janelle, not just physically, but even mentally. Like, what is it about this woman that got your head spinning? And why wouldn't you even give Lee that same type of energy? Why wouldn't you give Lee that? Like, Lee look more like your ex than Janelle do. Like, what is your body type? What is your body type? It's not making any sense to me what this guy is doing, how he's moving. You can't be that enamored with Janelle, man. She ain't that delightful. She's just not that delightful. If Herbert can see she's a thug, you should be able to see that she's a thug. And is that what you like? Is that what you want? She's a big girl thug. And is that your type? And that's what turns you on? Like, I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it. I think this guy is an actor. And this guy is deceiving everybody. Now he's saying he looks authentic. He's sticking to his connections, Janelle and Lee. But from what I see, he's a paid actor. He probably even got more money than the rest of them because he had to pull off this acting role, you know, for the audience. I'm not buying it. I'd be interested to see what happens at the reunions and see if they're still together, or whatever the case may be. My guess is they're not, but I'm not buying it with Quentin. And I think that he's just a guy who's building up acting credits. Okay, he probably gonna get his SAG card after this, and probably see him in a couple movies after this. Okay, trying to get his credits up. That's what I think. For modeling or acting or something of that nature, I think the guy is working on his career. I don't think he's really checking for any of these chicks for real. He just has to pretend he's checking for chicks so he can get to the end, so he could be more memorable, so he can be more noticed by Hollywood or some other people. It's an act. It's an act. Women shouldn't be buying it. I can see why they're buying it, but because a lot of women want to believe in the fairy tale, but That's all it is a fairy tale with Quentin. I'm not buying it for a second. Okay. Quentin on the bottom at number 4. At number 3 is Morier. I think the guy is cool. Again, he's I think he'd make a good husband. I think he learned from his father. I think he's a pretty well-rounded guy. I think he's a good guy, intentional. Okay, so when he talks to Jessica, they have pretty good conversations, it seems. And I just think that Morier is a pretty decent guy. I think he's gonna make a decent husband. Again, you just got to get over some of the same stuff, some of the religion that he does. You got to find out exactly what that religion is that he does, and, the tarot card thing, that of that nature. And what else? You just gotta find out what his drive is, his sex drive, because apparently he likes to put it down. You got to be able to keep up with that. You got to find out he can deal with an older woman, a younger woman. You got to find out a lot of stuff. You got to find out the dynamic between him and his ex, because they want to stay friends. And he said he missed out. He lost out on that one. And Sierra was in the right on questioning, what do you mean you missed out? So you got to find out a lot of that stuff with Morier, but all around good guy, will make a great husband. He's at number 3 spot. Number 2 is Chris still, and I think that Chris is a good guy. I think that I've been getting a lot of praise with Chris, not only from practically all the ladies that talk to him. Chris, Crystal, Lee, Kat, Aries, they all talk very highly of Chris. This is why I think he's at number 2. A lot of women probably won't put him that high, but that's why I put him that high, because he's not only seem to have it together career-wise and things like that. He sort of knows what he likes. He wants a feminine woman, but he seemed to be able to communicate pretty well with the ladies, and he gets nothing but high praises from a lot of top tier women. So it's hard to go against that, because Mr. Big Heart, Chris is he's a good guy. He can communicate, and I think he's ready for love. I think he's ready for the right woman. Again, I do still think he's looking for a mother figure, to be with. He's looking for his mother. A lot of women aren't equipped to handle that job, so he's a specialty type of guy. He needs a nurturing woman. I would even argue that his wife is in Nigeria. His wife is not in the United States. That's what I'm saying. Either in Nigeria or somewhere else in Africa. I don't think his wife is in America. I could be wrong though. Who knows? But I think he's a Nigerian guy. I think his wife is best suited to be in Africa somewhere. I just don't, the way Black American women are built, I just don't think that they are going to cater to this guy in the way that he needs. His ex, she did a pretty good job. She came pretty close, but it was no cigar. Maybe if he gets a new African American or an African immigrant in America, I think that could work out too. I just think that he will have to do that. He would have to get someone probably closer to his own culture back in Nigeria to really kind of be compatible. And I think he'll be all right. But I still got Chris high at number 2 because the women seem to love him, and I think he's a good guy. So There you have it. And number one is Phil. I think Phil is still real intentional on finding a woman. I think he will marry someone, the right woman, by the end of the year if he had to or could, or whatever the case may be. If he found his one, I think he would. I don't think Phil will waste your time. I don't think Phil is looking for his mother. I don't think Phil is got any quirky religions or anything like that, or tied up to his ex. I don't think Phil is an actor or anything like that. I think Phil is probably as real as you're gonna get on this show. That's why he's still number one, your future hubby. So there you have it with the rankings of this week. Again, let me know, y'all, if I should keep going or if I should just wait until after the reunion. Put that in the comments. Again, I will do a entire ranking of all the men and women, all 10, all 20 of them, after the reunions, and because I'll have all the information I could possibly have, and I'll do one after the second reunion, if they have two. I'll do one then. All that being said, let me know what y'all think about these rankings. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.